and I would like for him to be present.
You want him there?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have nobody else. I'm at work right now,
Okay.
so.
Okay. Is
Alexander, on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Arnold, who should be present via Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute, turn on your camera, and state your name for the court?
I don't know that I have anybody.
There's people in the waiting room.
There is?
Yeah.
You want to let him in? And I think we have it. Court does call the case of People versus Deontay Arnold.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on, hopefully with, but on behalf of Mr. Arnold, who should be present via Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute, turn on your camera, and state your name for the court?
Hi, Deontay Arnold.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have discussed this case with Mr. Arnold as well as the people. We're respectfully requesting a very brief adjournment to receive and review the media discovery.
And Your Honor, we do have a media notice in the file. It just hasn't been added to a discovery package, so it should only take like a week at most.
So a week to get it over?
At most.
Okay, so why don't you give me at least 2 weeks now?
May 19th at 1 p.m.
Adjourn the matter to May 19th, 2025, 9 or 1 p.m. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yep, 1 p.m. Bond with its conditions will continue.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Arnold.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Court calls case People versus Alexis Bieri.
Alexander, on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Alexis Beery. Please state your name for the record.
Alexis Berry.
All right.
Your Honor, maybe we can approach.
You may. Go ahead. What are we doing on this case?
Thank you. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Your Honor, at this time, the people will be asking that the no contact order be put back into place on this case for the reasons stated at the bench.
And Your Honor, I have discussed that with my client and we do not have any objection to that being reinstated.
What I'll do in this case is I will delete the no non-consensual contact that the court added and reinstate or add the no contact provision.
Thank you.
What else do we have to do?
And Your Honor, as to the pretrial, the people have extended an offer in the matter of pleading no contest as charged under a prosecutor's deferred. I have had a preliminary discussion with my client regarding that offer. I do need to have one final discussion with her before she chooses whether or not to accept it. I would request a very brief adjournment.
All right.
And Your Honor,
Go ahead.
sorry, Your Honor, the offer was to plead as no contest as charged under 4A.
Under 4A. All right.
Sorry, I misspoke. I think I just said a deferred. That was correct.
Okay, I'll adjourn this to May 19, 2025, 1 p.m. Bond will continue with the conditions as I've indicated. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Court does call the case, People versus Alexis Naveen.
Alexander, on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Ms. Naveen. Ms. Naveen, please state your name for the record.
Alexis Naveen.
All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, we have come to a resolution. Ms. Naveen is going to be pleading as charged, and this case will be transferred to the Veterans Treatment Court.
Here, correct?
Correct, yes, yes.
Okay. So she'll have to do the sentencing here initially. All right, got it.
Yeah, that was my question. So the sentencing will be before Your Honor, and then,
And then it, as part of that sentence, she would be supervised under the Veterans Court.
and I know we deal with this every time. It's confusing. Does the memorandum, is that done at sentencing or today?
No, I don't know. And I thought, and again, I thought when we did in-county transfers, the
Mhm.
memorandum was not necessary. But is that, have I been,
Your Honor, it's changed now. They require a problem.
all of them?
Paul Graveline
That
emailed.
makes sense.
and
Go
ex-
ahead.
I'm sorry, Paul Graveline emailed and said, I need this filled out from Veterans Treatment Court. So
Okay.
I think his understanding is he needs it. I just
Okay,
didn't,
That's fine.
I just didn't know when.
I thought. Isn't it done at the time of sentencing? I thought, but
It might make sense because it's not ultimately transferred until you sentence.
until I sentence and transfer, correct?
Yeah,
But then if the transfer doesn't happen, it comes back to me. Right, so.
okay. Well, I will work with your staff to get this filled out prior to sentencing
She's
then.
right there. No, anyway, all right. All right, so it's gonna be a plea of,
Guilty to the domestic violence count.
It was no contest.
But did we talk about that?
I thought so. I thought that was the understanding.
Okay. If that's the case, Your Honor,
you want me just to, I can adjourn it a week.
if that's okay,
No,
The-
that's fine.
the reason being, Ms. Devine, I'm sorry, I don't know if that was with the previous attorney, but I need to submit a police report. There's some steps I need to take if we want to do a no contest.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, and I don't have a problem doing that if you don't have a problem coming back and seeing me in a week.
Not at all, Your Honor. May I appear via Zoom?
I should make her come in. I haven't seen her in person forever. All right, no, yes, you can appear via Zoom. All right, I'll adjourn this to May 12th, 2025, 1 p.m.
Thank you.
And you're doing well?
I'm doing okay, Your Honor, adjusting.
All right, real good. All right,
Thank you.
thank you. We'll see you next week.
All right. Yes, Your Honor.
Court calls the case, People versus Bradley Burkeen. It's just one of,
Your vote.
I have three.
There's a felony.
Okay.
Your Ally's on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
She's not.
Teresa Blair on behalf of probation, Your Honor. Mr. Burkeen is scheduled on 2 cases before the court for violation of probation hearings. Given that he is in non-compliant status and not present today, probation is asking for a bench warrant in both cases.
Which,
So the probation cases, Your Honor, is 0826
and
and
102,
1032.
132, gotcha. Both those matters, bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of $25,000 cash surety in each case. Those warrants will issue immediately. He also does have other warrants before. Court calls the case of the People versus Robert Jones.
Ally's on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, please state your name for the record. You're muted, Mr. Jones.
Robert Jones.
Thank you.
We're here for sentencing. We have a sentence report and do not have any material changes, additions, or deletions. We did review the recommendation. We do ask that you adopt it.
Mr. Jones, anything you want to tell the court before I impose sentence?
No, sir.
All right. Sentence of the court, I'm going to place you on 24 months probationary term. You are to pay $655 fines and court costs, $720 probation oversight fees. When can you get that paid, sir?
I'll need a little time, Your Honor. Right now, I'm currently in treatment and I'm not working.
All right. So you're currently in treatment and not working. All right. What I'm
Yes.
going to indicate, there will be a payment plan as arranged by probation. All right. There's to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You're to complete a domestic violence program as directed by probation. You're to complete long-term residential treatment at Dawn Farm, including all aftercare, with status reports to probation. No contact with Doreen Schelling. You are not to go to the residence or employment of Doreen Schelling. You are not to assault, terrorize, frighten, intimidate, threaten, harass, molest, or stalk anyone. You are not to possess any weapons, firearms, ammunition, or anything fashioned to be a weapon. You are to report to probation as directed by probation, including any home visits. You are to comply with all circuit court orders, if any. I'll set a review hearing July 7th, 2025 at 1 p.m. I'll order 365 days in jail. Credit 1, the balance is suspended. All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Court calls the case, People versus Anita Payne.
Ally Zinn on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Ms. Payne, who is approaching.
Hello.
Please state your name.
My name is Sunita Payne.
I know, so cute. Your Honor, today is the date and time set for sentencing. We did review the pre-sentence report and do not have any changes. We also did review the recommendation. We ask that you adopt it.
Ms. Payne, is there anything you'd like to tell the court before I impose sentence?
No, sir.
The sentence of the court, I'll place you on 18 months prosecutor deferred sentence. You're to pay $555 fines and court costs, $540 probation oversight fees. When can you pay that, ma'am?
Was it okay if you put me on a payment plan?
All right. Do you have anything today?
Yeah, I should have at least $25 to $30.
All right. I'll indicate pay $25 today, and then the balance is a payment plan as directed by probation. Okay. There should be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You're to complete a parenting class as directed by probation. Continue dual diagnosis programming. Yes, Naomi's Nest, including random alcohol drug screening or testing, excuse me, with status reports to probation. There's to be no contact with Stephen Robinson or Solomon Robinson except via telephone, text, or email. No assaulted, threatening, or intimidating behavior. You're to report to probation as requested by probation, including any home visits. You're to comply with all circuit court orders, if any. I'll set a review hearing. That's to be held July 7th, 2025, 1 p.m. I'll order 180 days in jail. That is suspended. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court does call the case, People versus Kyle Smith Blue.
Ally Zinn on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Smith Blue, who is present via Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the record?
It's Kyle Smith Blue.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Excuse me, today's the date and time set for sentencing. We have had the opportunity to review the PSIR. We have no material changes or corrections, and we respectfully request the court to adopt probation's recommendation.
All right, Mr. Smith Blue, anything you wish to tell the court before I impose sentence?
Oh, Your Honor.
Sentence of the court, place you on 9 months prosecutor deferred sentence. You're to pay $555 fines and court costs. We will apply the bond. You're also to pay $270 probation oversight fees. When can that be paid? Mr. Smith Blue, when can that be paid?
You're still muted, sir.
You're
I think.
muted.
Oh, sorry about that. That could be paid by next week, or what would be the balance after that? After the bond applied?
Well, if I apply the bond, that the whole 500 should go to that, shouldn't it? Or is it going to be 450? That was a question.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
That would be 450.
Okay, so 450. So you got 270 plus 50. I think that's 330, 320.
Yeah, I can have that paid on the 15th.
On the 15th?
Correct.
All right. pay that balance then by May 15th, 2025. Thank you. There
Where
should
would
be
that
no
ap-
use of alcohol. I'm sorry?
where would that appear at for me to, where would I go on to pay it?
You can do one of two things. On the screen, you're on a phone, so you have to swipe over. There's a QR code that will, if you know how to use a QR code, that'll take you right to it.
Okay.
The place to pay it. Just make sure you have your case number, I believe, with you, and then it can get paid that way. Okay?
Gotcha.
All right. There's to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete an anger management class as directed by probation. There's to be no contact with Erica Baldwin, directly or indirectly. No assault or threatening or intimidating behavior. Maintain employment with proof to probation. Set a review hearing that will be held February 2nd, 2026 at 9 a.m. I will order 93 days in jail. Credit 1, the balance is suspended. All righty, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Smith-Blue.
Court does call the case of People versus Anatoly Zubricic. Zubricic, I think.
Ally Zend on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Zubritsky, who should be present via Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute, turn on your camera, and state your name for the court?
He's not here.
No, that's not him on the camera, Your Honor. Your Honor, I do not have an explanation for his failure to appear. Quite frankly, we have spoke several times of anticipation of today's sentencing. He was provided with the Zoom link. I would respectfully request an adjournment for the record.
Your Honor, Teresa Claire on behalf of probation, given that he's not here and this is a stock case, probation will be forfeited.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear, bond $25,000, cash surety. That warrant will issue immediately.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the case People versus Jeremiah Driscoll.
Ally Zend on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Driscoll, who should be present via Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the court?
Jeremiah D. Driscoll.
And Teresa Claire on behalf of probation. Your Honor, Mr. Driscoll is before the court for a review hearing. The victim is present and would like to address the court. She would like to ask that the no contact order and the no go to order be lifted. I know that she did request this from the court prior. However, the court would not consider it until Mr. Driscoll got engaged in DV programming. He is attending and compliant with that program and compliant with his payments and reporting to probation. The victim, Kanisha Pruitt, is present. Would the court like to hear from her?
Yes, absolutely. Hello.
Hi, Judge Simpson.
What's your name?
Tanisha Pruitt.
All right. What would you like to tell?
We need it lifted, the restrictions. I actually get birth in 10 weeks.
Pardon?
I get birth in 10 weeks.
10 weeks?
10 weeks. And I would like for him to be present.
You want him there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have nobody else. I'm at work right now.
Oh,
So,
okay. Is this your first?
no, this is my second in 17 and a half years.
Second and 17 and a half years.
Correct.
So that's like a first.
Yeah, it's like the first.
Okay. All right. You know, boy or girl, or
It's a boy.
it's a boy.
Mm-hmm.
Hope he looks like you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you, Mr. Driscoll. All right. Do people have any objection?
Your Honor, I'll leave it in the discretion of the court.
All right. All right. What I'm going to do, Mr. Driscoll, so that you understand, I'm going to grant the request. You understand that, sir?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So it's going to be a no contact. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to add a provision of no non-consensual contact, meaning that if she doesn't want you around, then you've got to leave the area. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Very good. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Joseph.
All right. And good luck to you.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna do that, change that provision. I'm going to continue all terms as previously ordered and set his next review hearing for July 14th, 2025 at 1 p.m. Without objection.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Driscoll. You're all
All
set.
right, thank you, Mr. Driscoll.
All right,
Congratulations to
thank you,
you, sir.
everybody. All right, thank you, everybody.
Court calls the case, People versus Eric Bragg.
Alexander, on behalf of the people.
Chris Clare on behalf of probation, Your Honor, Mr. Bragg was scheduled before the court for a review hearing. He is fully compliant with the terms ordered by the court, and I waived his appearance. Probation's recommending that all conditions continue with the next review hearing being set August 4th, 2025 at 1 p.m.
Hearing no objection, so ordered. That it? Until when? And in the scheduling. Fine. Court stand. Maybe seated. Court does call the case of the People versus Clark.
Alexander, on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Shane Clark.
An assistant public defender, Nicholas Bukovich, on behalf of Mr. Clark, who is now approaching the podium.
People's emergency motion. Go ahead. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people filed this motion. I believe the defendant was arraigned on May 1st and was given a personal cognizance bond. And this was against people's request for a $25,000 cash surety with a GPS tether. People have serious concerns in this case for particularly the victim's safety, with nothing more than a PR bond in place. In this case, the victim's defendant had an argument. He called her a fat bitch and pulled out a knife. He was held the knife to her throat while yelling in her face, "If you interrupt me again, I'll snuff you and kill you right here." He was so close to her face while he was yelling this that spit was hitting her face. He said right before he left the car, he stated once to her that once he gets his disability check, he's going to buy a .22 caliber gun and shoot her in the head. She's in fear for her life and her mother's. And she also received a text, which I believe, and for it to be read into its entirety, and it says, "You better for real stay out of my way. Don't text me unless I text you. You take my child's phone away again, I'll dismember your whole body to pieces. No cap. I'm overplaying with you. I will literally just kill you and get my life right. Free healthcare. My daughter's safe with your mom. Keep fucking playing. CUNT. I promise you don't know how real I am." And I have just extreme concerns given that he held a knife to her throat and is threatening on multiple occasions in this one case to kill her. And after the arraignment, the victim did send us a screenshot of a text, I believe from March 28th, which was before this case occurred, from the defendant, in which the message said, "Call the cops. I don't give a fuck. I'll murder your ass the day I get out." And that was before this case. So I have concerns given that she has finally reached out to police about this defendant's behavior. What could happen to her, given that he's out on a PR bond for this, in which he threatened her life twice. Oh, probably more than twice, I believe. 3 times.
Response.
Your Honor, I'll be requesting that the court maintain the PR bond with GPS tether. Mr. Clark is currently on a GPS tether. It was addressed that day that one issue, as noted in the prosecution's bond motion, was a concern about a cell phone. Mr. Clark does have a cell phone, which he is using now for his GPS tether that's currently on his ankle. The concern was a lack of data, not him not having that device. He now has data on that cell phone. He received that. He had until Monday today, the 5th, to obtain that tether device. However, he did so within 24 hours. He was released from jail on May 1st, 2025 at 3:57 p.m. I received a call from Mr. Washington, one of the tether agents from Community Corrections at 1:22. So within that small time frame, he was able to obtain data for his cell phone and go to Community Corrections to get a tether. Mr. Clark has also been in contact with social workers, one of whom who drove him here today, who are assisting him greatly. and obtaining housing, which he is now on a list for those who are chronically unhoused and hopefully should be able to obtain housing soon, and to be put on a second list as housing vouchers are now being opened again. They've also been assisting him with other matters, such as his health. He is currently suffering from liver failure and has an appointment scheduled for May 9th and one for June 14th, which at that time, his social worker will be also assisting him in getting a hotel. As noted in the emergency bond order by the prosecution, Mr. Clark has successfully been dismissed from probation in the past, showing that he can follow court orders. He does have the money to pay for the tether. He does have transport for the court. And the complaining witness, while acknowledging that this is a serious case, does reside over 30 minutes away by driving. Mr. Clark does currently rely on his social worker for transportation. Again, those, as mentioned, anything mentioned by the prosecution, it's still allegations at this point. We are not here to litigate any of the allegations here today. We are here to address bond. I do not believe there is any change in circumstances that have occurred since his arraignment that I handled last week that would warrant any changing of his bond. He is currently on a GPS tether. The court can know where he is at all times. And I believe that this bond is sufficient to protect community safety.
Is the GPS just location tracking?
It's location tracking and includes an exclusion zone for the complaining witness's address. So he would not be able to get within a quarter mile of that address.
Where's the defendant residing at this point?
He is currently residing at a camp as he awaits housing.
At a camp?
Yes, he has a campsite that he resides at.
Where's the campsite?
It's by the Miller and Maple Park and Red, sir.
Well, just so that we're clear, this isn't by the Maple Miller Park and Ride?
Yes, sir.
So this isn't a commercial campsite. This is just a place that you have.
But I'm holding out until I can get help, sir.
Yes, so she is part of the Pathway Housing Program. I do have a letter from that social worker here if you'd like that, the honor. And Ms. Montaigne, the coordinator for that program, is in the courtroom at this time.
Pardon?
Ms. Montaigne, the coordinator for that program, is also in the courtroom. She is the one who helped Mr. Clark get arrived at the court today.
The only address I have is a South Line address. Is that a correct
I
statement?
believe so, Your Honor.
How do the defendant and the alleged victim in this case, how do they know each other?
Your Honor, I believe they have been in an on and off relationship since January of 2018, and they have one child together, and that his previous DV from 2021 was with this same victim.
The child resides with mom. Is that?
With her mother,
Her mother.
the victim's mother.
It's the magistrate did order no contact with the victim's mother as well on the day of the event.
I see that, but so does the victim reside with the mother also?
I believe so, because it says the child attends school in South Line as well, so I believe so.
How old's the child?
Born in 2019.
Oh, 6. 6. The defendant's not working.
The defendant is working on getting a disability at this time due to some of his medical concerns.
Then how is he paying for the tether?
He does have some, he has shared with me, he does have some money for the tether.
Panhandle and pick up cans and do work for a lady that I know whenever she needs it. She hires me for yard work.
So how long have you been residing at the campsite that you set up?
Since last year, sir.
Are you the only one out there at that site?
Yes, sir.
Let me see, council and chambers, of course, then. Well,
Take a seat as we wait. Yeah, that's fine.
back on in the record on the Clark matter. I've had an opportunity to speak with counsel in chambers, and what the court is going to do at this time, and Mr. Clark, I need you to understand what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave you on the GPS tether. I'm not going to increase any monetary bond that might incarcerate you. Okay, you understand that, sir?
Sure.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, at this moment, increase the exclusion zone on your tether for all of South Lyon. Okay?
I understand.
And then, and I don't want it put on the record, but I'm also going to add a provision of no contact with the minor child. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then once the other part to this is that may change where I get more information regarding the victim, the alleged victim and her travels. And then I may be expanding that exclusion zone. Follow me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So that's what I'll do at this time. I think I'm going to need a new order. So I'll prepare a community corrections order with the exclusion zone is all of South Lyon. And then Ms. Zenda, if you could provide to the clerks the name, the minor child's name, and then we will be adding that to the no contact. So at this time, I guess theoretically the motion is granted. The exclusion zone will be extended to all of South Lyon, and I will add the child's name there. Anything further?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
CNA District Court for County of Washington, State of Michigan, Tyler Simpson. All those have to visit before the court draw near. The Honorable Judge J. Cedric Simpson presides.
You may be seated.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Court does call the cases of the people of the state of Michigan versus Willow et al. Counsel, state your appearance starting.
Ryan Baron, P 3665 on behalf of Mr. Anderson.
Lauren Aston, on behalf of Mr. McKee Shapiro.
John Minnick on behalf of I'll be talking from, who's present via Zoom.
And is he?
Yes, he is in Zoom.
He's in Zoom. Mr. Dr. Fromm, could you please turn on your camera, sir? Oh, there he is. All right. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the most honorable court. My name is Amir Macklin, representing Ms. Samantha Lewis, who's present in court this morning. Thank you, Judge.
My name is Stacy McNulty, and I'm representing Mr. Oliver Kosler.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mark Hyder, appearing on behalf of Assad Sadaki, P35-143.
Yes, that leaves me, Your Honor. Jamil Kuja, appearing on behalf of Michael Muller.
All right.
Good morning, Your Honor. Rhonda Rivera on behalf of the people, P 68287.
All right, thank you.
Today,
Yes.
any time set for a ruling in this matter. However, at this time, Your Honor, people move to dismiss these cases.
No objection, Your Honor. We like to thank this court. Thank you.
No objection.
No objection.
No objection. Thank you.
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right. Given the motion of the people, all of these cases are dismissed. That is without prejudice. Thank you, folks. Thank you, counsel. Court stays in recess.
Thank you, Judge.
Go to you again?
The rest of the day.